I'm George Boston Rhymes, and again, this is kbci.blogspot.com in Valdosta, Georgia. Today's paper from the Quitman Free Press reads, Quitman 11 trial set for December the 10th, 2012. First of all, there is no Quitman 11. They are the Quitman 10 plus 2. Yes, Sister Head perished, but they are together, and they say they would not let nothing divide them. So let's set the record straight. In Quitman, they are not the Quitman 10, they are the Quitman 10 plus 2, not the Quitman 11. Nobody can label from the Quitman 10 who they are and what they want to be called. They are the Quitman 10 plus 2. They were charged together, and they will go to court under one banner, I am told, by the Quitman 10 plus 2. Let that rest. The Quitman Free Press, dated Wednesday, October the 24th, front page reads, as I said, Quitman 11 trial, date set. There's no such thing, so I will not be talking about the Quitman 11, I'll be talking about the Quitman 10 plus 2, or Quitman 12, to be more accurate. In this article, I want you to know, first of all, the Quitman 10 were charged with alleged absentee voter fraud. We know that the South Georgia newspapers have been extremely biased, including, in my most humble opinion, the TV stations as well. This particular article was written by Billy Bruce, associate editor of the Quitman Free Press, not the Valdosta Daily Times, the Quitman Free Press. And we want you all to know what Paul Harvey called the rest of the story. In this particular paper, they highlight the Quitman 12, talk about when they were arrested in 2010, talks about their charges, talk about 3 of the Quitman 10 that served on the Brooks County Board of Education, talks about Republican Governor Nathan Deal removing the 3 from the Board of Education by a committee of people under Georgia law, and I'm sure the members that he selected to serve on a panel that removed these outstanding citizens from Brooks County from office. We charge that disenfranchise the voters in Brooks County. The article goes on to say, tell you about Miss Trotman, Miss Dr. Denner. It talks about every person that were in charge and what their charges are in the indictment. Now, I'm going to skip right on to save time because this is just an introduction of what I hope to be following up on to keep the people in Brooks County and South Georgia and Atlanta and around the nation informed on this particular case. We do not believe that they are guilty. We believe, as the Quitman Free Press never have addressed, these are the most outstanding citizens perhaps in Brooks County. Many of them are educators, professional people, with outstanding family ties and high respect from their peers, their families, and community. Now, to skip right along, the court date has been set, and of course the Brooks County Courthouse is in renovation, and so there's a possibility that the trial may not be tried in the courthouse. They're working on other locations just in case if the courthouse in Brooks County is not available for December the 10th. Well, let me skip that. I'm saving that for another clip. Let me get on point for what I want to say to save time. This article by the Quitman Free Press and by the associate editor, Billy Bruce, is a long article. It consists of 1,214 words. But guess what? Not once in this article do they say anything concerning the viewpoints of the Quitman team. Nothing concerning the viewpoints of the citizens in Brooks County about their feelings in the case. Not one word about who their attorneys are in the case. Not one word about the G.B.R. allegedly intimidating voters during this investigation. Not one word about an 84-year-old lady and other elderly people that were so intimidated until they refused to go back to the polls to vote. Not one word about the support that the Quitman 10 got following their arrest in December of 2010. The NAACP, the SCLC, G.B.R, Operation Push of the Jesse Jackson Rainbow Coalition. Nothing was said about that in this 1,214 worded article. Not one word that as a result of the arrest of the Quitman 10, that a local branch of the NAACP was set up in Brooks County under the leadership of Georgia's conference president, Edward DuBose. Not one word mentioned about support from SCLC President Mostello, that the Reverend Joseph L. Lowry came to Brooks County and spoke. The civil rights leader that walked and marched with Dr. King, Tyrone Brooks, veteran civil rights organization. Nothing was mentioned in the article about that. Nothing was mentioned about we traveled to Macon, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, to the Capitol Dome. The Senator Robert Brown all stood with the Quitman 10 for moral support and believed that they had done nothing wrong. But you don't know nothing about that because the South Georgia news media apparently don't want you to know that. And so I say to you, in order to get the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say, go to Boston G.B.R. on YouTube. Also, kvci.blogspot.com in my blog to get the rest of the story. In other words, it seems as if though there is a pattern and practice in South Georgia to keep the citizens deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make intelligent decisions based on facts. But we do not want the Quitman 10+2 case to be ignored. We don't want it shoved under the rug. We are expecting justice. We do not want it to be like the 12 to 15 murders that took place in Brooks and Lowndes County in May of 1918. And until this day, nobody has been brought up on charges, not to mention the massacre that took place in the 1800s, and nothing has been reported about it. Nobody's talking about it. We do not want that to happen in this particular case. Today is 2012, and we're gonna act like we are in 2012. Moreover, we want you to know that you can go to Facebook and find out what the people are talking, what the people are saying about the Quitman 10. You can walk the streets of Quitman, and you can find out that from the beginning of history in Brooks County, blacks have never dominated the Brooks County School Board of Education. This was the first time that blacks had a majority on the Brooks County School Board of Education, and there are some people who didn't appreciate that, and this is why some people believe that they were arrested. But the truth will come out in the courts, hopefully. Now, it is of my opinion, I do not believe that the Quitman 10 can get a fair trial in South Georgia judicial system. I don't believe they can get a fair trial. In order to get a fair trial, I believe the Quitman 10+2 must be moved out of the state of Georgia, because that's the venom that is in South Georgia following the 2008 election of the first black African-American president, President Barack Hussein Obama. The venom is flowing. We don't know what's going to happen now, but there's one thing we do believe. We believe that the God of our ancestors, sooner or later, will prove to the world what America is all about. And so I'm going to close this out. But I want you all to know that I'm coming back with another clip in a few days, because I want you all to know the rest of the story. I want you all to know that local president, Reverend Floyd Rose of the SCLC locally, President Lee Turton of the NAACP are standing by, waiting to do what needs to be done, District Attorney Larry Lockett, but we do not intend that this case be shoved under the rug. We do not intend for all this historic information and archival history be buried in the sand like the legend concerning the ostrich bird, buried forever. My name is George Boston Ray. I'm doing what I do because this is the way I do it, and I'm from Brooks County. I'm a native of Brooks County, and I've been waiting 7 days just to address the School Board of Education, which I believe 7 months, and can't even address the Board of Education to get on the agenda. Something is seriously wrong. There was a meeting on July the 17th. The Secretary of State investigator came in. Nothing has been published for the most part about that. They can publish a 1,000, almost a 1,300 worded article, but you don't know nothing about that. But we're going to tell you about that pretty soon. Once again, this is George Boston Ryan, kvci.blogspot.com, doing what we do because somebody got to do it, and we don't want to leave you deaf, dumb, and blind to the time like some think you're supposed to be. By the way, we are home to Moody Air Force Base, and to my knowledge, I haven't seen a picture of the President of the United States posted on the 23rd Combat Rescue Wing at Moody Air Force Base, Georgia. What say you, the American people? The airmen at Moody, the commissioned officers at Moody want to know, and they're asking the question, why no picture of the President on the first floor of the 23rd Wing at Moody Air Force Base? What say you, the American people? What say you in the state of Georgia? And what say you, George Boston Rhymes, a retired military veteran? I served my country for over 20 years, and we need justice in the land, and nothing else is acceptable. Bye-bye, we gone. Nothing else is acceptable. Let me repeat, nothing else is acceptable but freedom, justice, and equality for all of God's children. Bye-bye, we gone.